Realty expert Chris Schilling of Turbo Realty. He's the man in the know as far as homes go. And you say don't just look at a spreadsheet with the numbers, Chris, for previous sales. You want to look more in depth.
Yeah, you really need to get out there and look more in depth, especially when you're pricing it. A lot of times what will happen is the real estate agent will show up and they'll have a little spreadsheet and they'll talk to you about what things have sold in the past. And so we'll try to base it based on a piece of paper. But the reality is that you really need to shop the competition. So get out there and look at what's going on.
And what's your next tip then? I'm sure that it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, you bet. So if you understand absorption, so once you figure out the competition and you go out there and actually look at the other homes that are out there, and that includes new homes, new construction, other homes that are currently on the market in the neighborhood that you live in, then you want to look at the numbers and try to figure out the absorption, figure out how many homes are being sold versus how many homes are on the market so you can figure out how quickly things are moving. And that will directly affect your pricing.
Now, you can go to the realtor and talk to them, say, this is what I did my homework and this is what I found versus what you're showing me on this spreadsheet.
You bet. And that's a great thing for you to do. So you can go out and actually look at those open homes, open houses. You can look at the new construction that's in the neighborhood. But you can also schedule appointments with a real estate agent to go look at other homes that are currently on the market within the neighborhood that you're in order to tour those as if you were a buyer, in order to figure out, am I going to price it right? Does this home have more amenities or fewer amenities? Is it a better location? Does it have a pool? All of those things will go into factor to figure out what your home's valued at. Because most of the time, our sellers think that their homes are worth the absolute most, and then our buyers think that they're worth the absolute least, and really the number's somewhere in the middle. And so in order to figure that out, you really need to shop the competition.
And then do people expect to get the same amount for their house that they purchased it at?
Absolutely. In fact, it's even worse than that. They don't just expect to get the same value that they purchased it at, but then they also take into account their credit cards, that trip to Maui that they've always wanted to do, the student loan that they want to pay off. And so they factor all of these other things that have nothing to do with the value of the home into the value of the home. And so you can't look at it like that. It's just like when you go to sell a car. If you put brand new tires on your car's not really worth that much more. And it's the same thing with a house. Just because you have a new roof, they expect it to have a roof.
Right.
Just because you put in a new AC, they expect it to have an air conditioning unit. Now, it may be worth a little bit more, but it's not going to be worth the full value of what it is that you paid for those assets.
Do I sell it as is, or do I make repairs?
Make the repairs. And so that's really important for you to call in a contractor, make those repairs, all that honey-do list that you were supposed to do over the last couple of years, get all those things done, because when the new buyer comes and looks at the property and they look at all the things that are left undone,
the numbers start scrolling in their head.
Well, and also they think, that's where I live now. I live with all this stuff that's undone. They want to move into something that's new. And so that's why a lot of folks will look at new construction, because it's all perfect and shiny. So get that paint done. A lot of people will delay the decision on doing the carpet or the flooring because they say, well, they're going to pick something different. Put that stuff in.
We're running out of time, Chris. Thank you so much. All good information. Chris Schilling of Turbo Realty.